Spence Jr. has activated his rematch clause. And Steven Espinosa has stated that it should occur around December, January.
Oh,
right?
yeah. I thought they would move it.
If it does occur at 154 pounds, does this fight look different then?
I mean, here we go, right? I think the fight looks different, but I don't think it has anything to do with the weight, right? I think it's going to look different automatically because of the fact they know each other now. So there's going to be an adjustment on Spence's part, and there's going to be an adjustment on Crawford's part. I honestly think that, I said it before, Crawford could have got him out of here earlier. I don't think that they got enough time between fights for Spence to change his stripes. I like a tune-up, or I like either more time where you have intense fight simulated sparring, but time for him to heal and adjust his game and learn, you know, his new craft. Because Spence has to be less on that front foot. He puts all his weight on that front foot when he throws his jab, and you don't have to pay for it as much when he's fighting a conventional fighter. But when you're stepping into someone else's jab as a southpaw, you see he made Crawford's jab even harder than it already is because he's throwing his face right into it. So I don't see him correcting that fast. I mean, he did give it there's rumors that he parted with Derrick James.
I think that was
I don't know if it's true or not. And I'm not saying he necessarily should, but you definitely need time to install a new game plan, though. And I don't see that happening in that amount of time. I think he needs more time, personally speaking. But he saves the weight, everybody. But if you look at the excuses, if it was a weight drain, then that's your trainer's fault. That's still your fault. You know what I mean? If it's cerebral damage or neurological damage, shouldn't fight in the first place, but that still ain't Crawford's fault. You know what I'm saying? No matter what the reason you could come up with to arguably say that there should be a rematch, none of them really make me want to see Errol Spence do that again. Because if it is neurological damage, you just send him in there twice for that. You know what I'm saying? Why do that if that's the excuse you're going to carry? If there isn't, then, you know, I don't think that you have anything to stand on. You know, you lost. I think he lost fair and square, and I think he lost handedly. The only thing that he can say right now that's maybe in his favor, maybe hubris, because Crawford already beat him. Maybe he comes in there a little overconfident, and Bomac being arrested in the UK. Maybe that was, you know, a blessing in disguise for him. Who knows? Because I think Bomac is less the mitts and training guy and more the strategist like Nazem was. So you might need Bomac. I actually heard Bomac give great instructions after the first round. He said he's slow. Start coming over top of that jab with something. And you could see Crawford working different combinations over that jab. First he started with the overhand left and a hook, and Spence caught it. And he took a picture of that, and he came back with the overhand left feint with a straight jab and knocked him down. So that was clearly a fighter listening to his trainer's instruction and going in the ring and executing it. So Bomac is important to this fight. That would be the only thing I could say. Maybe you get a little bit of difference there, but I don't think it's enough, honestly, with the momentum that's on Crawford's side. I don't think it'll be enough in that short period of time. Weight ain't enough. And I don't know what they rehydrated back to for that fight, but I don't think weight is enough because both of those guys are weight drained. It's not just Spence. Like, Crawford's having trouble with that weight too. So that's why he doesn't have a problem going to 154 in the first place. So I don't think that's enough. You know what I mean? I don't think that's enough.
Give me a prediction of the outcome.
It only go, like, honestly, last time it was like, that's what I thought would happen. I thought it would be, but I thought it'd be more competitive through those 9 rounds, and then it would happen in the championship rounds because of what Kell Brook was doing. The Spence slowly kind of breaking him down until Spence broke Kell Brook. Kell Brook was landing good shots, and I thought that if it went into, you know, if it kept going, I think Kell Brook wins that fight. But I thought that the first fight with Crawford and Spence would be as it was, just more competitive until it ended. This one, I think, will be more dominant, but I don't know if it'll be a knockout. Like, it's either going, because sometimes a knockout is not what you want as a fighter. Like, when you don't like somebody, I don't know how much Crawford doesn't like Spence or what. It looked like he was pretty compassionate, but when you don't like somebody, you want to punish him. So I think Crawford could definitely, and which is worse, get knocked out in the first round by Crawford or second round faster, that's dominant, or getting dominated for 12. I think getting dominated for 12 is worse. If you ask guys like Trinidad, you know, versus Bernard and stuff like that, you see, like, you can break a guy if you constantly imposing your force and pressuring him for 12 rounds. I think that's a lot more detrimental to his career than getting knocked out. So I think it'll be a dominant performance, but I don't know. It depends on how Crawford's thinking. If you want to go in there and finish him and just end the conversation, I think he's capable and he can do that. But he also may be sadistic enough to carry him 12 or to let it go the distance and take his time. And if he does that, I think it's more damaging that way for Spence, to be honest.